So beneath the open sky, where the sun blazes relentlessly over vast deserts, lies one of aviation's most haunting yet fascinating secrets: airplane graveyards. These aren't just collections of old, retired planes. They are monuments to the rise and evolution of modern flights. But what gave birth to these massive resting grounds for giants of the sky? What purpose do they serve, and how do they continue to shape the future of aviation? Now, the idea of airplane graveyards dates back to the dawn of the jet age in the mid-20th century. As aviation technology advanced at a rapid pace, older planes began to outlive their usefulness. Now, airlines needed somewhere to store or dispose of aircraft that could no longer compete with newer, more efficient models. And so the airplane graveyard was born, a practical, almost poetic solution to managing the growing fleet of retired planes. Now, the largest and most famous of these is the Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Tucson, Arizona, known simply as the Boneyard, spanning 2,600 acres. It is home to over 4,000 aircraft ranging from commercial jets to military bombers. But the Boneyard is just one of many across the globe. There's Mojave Air and Spaceport in California, where commercial aircraft await their fate. Now, in Europe, there's the Davis-Monthan Airport in France, which specializes in storing and recycling planes. In Australia, Alice Springs is rapidly gaining prominence as a premier site for aircraft storage, thanks to its dry climate. The innovation behind these graveyards was driven by necessity. Planes, despite their sturdy construction, are expensive to maintain when not in use. Desert environments with their low humidity and dry conditions are ideal for slowing corrosion, preserving the integrity of aircraft for months, years, or even decades. In many ways, these graveyards are not only a response to obsolescence, but also a form of preparation. Now, aircraft stored here can be reactivated, recycled, or dismantled for parts, depending on market demand. Now, managing these sites is no small task. They are meticulously organized, with planes packed row upon row, often grouped by type, age, or potential for reuse. Skilled technicians monitor the stored aircraft, ensuring that engines are sealed, systems are preserved, and tires are inflated to avoid damage. Many planes are placed in a state of deep storage where they are carefully preserved for potential future use. Others are marked for dismantling, stripped of valuable components like engines, landing gear, and avionics. But why are some planes preserved while others are scrapped? This decision often comes down to economics. For instance, the COVID-19 pandemic caused a sudden collapse in air travel, forcing airlines to ground fleets of planes. Many of these aircrafts were sent to graveyards, awaiting a revival as travel rebounded. Conversely, the drive for fuel efficiency has accelerated the retirement of older models like the Boeing 747 and Airbus A340, which are no longer cost-effective compared to newer fuel-efficient jets like the 787 Dreamliner or A350. But beyond their functional role, airplane graveyards are also treasure troves of aviation history. Walking through one is like stepping back in time, but you might find a Lockheed L-1011 Tristar, a plane that once symbolized luxury and innovation in the 1970s, or a Concorde, its sleek frame a reminder of humanity's brief foray into supersonic travel. Now, military graveyards like the Boneyard are especially intriguing as they house aircraft from wars long past, each with stories that remain untold. And then there's the sheer scale of these sites. The numbers are staggering. The Davis-Monthan Air Force Base holds over 4,000 military aircraft, valued at an estimated $35 billion. Mojave Air and Spaceport is home to hundreds of commercial planes from retired Boeing 747s to grounded Airbus A380s. TEPS Lodge, Pyrenees Airports specializes in dismantling planes with an average of 20 dismantled annually, feeding the growing demand for recycled aviation parts. Yet, these graveyards are not merely about endings, they are also about beginnings. The rise of airplane recycling has transformed these sites into hubs of innovation. Aluminium from fuselages is melted down and repurposed. Engines are refurbished and sold to operators of similar aircraft. Even interiors like seats and overhead bins find new homes in retrofitted planes or are sold as memorabilia to aviation enthusiasts. But the most compelling aspects of these graveyards is the stories they hold. A retired jumbo jet might have once ferried millions of passengers from honeymooners to diplomats. A military transport plane could have carried soldiers into combat or humanitarian aid to disaster zones. Each aircraft here, no matter how worn or broken, was once a marvel of human ingenuity and a vessel of countless memories. As the sun sets over the boneyard, casting long shadows over the silent giants, one can't help but reflect on their significance. Now, these planes, now grounded, were once symbols of freedom and progress. They crossed oceans, bridged cultures, and brought people closer together. And even in their retirement, they continue to serve, offering lessons in sustainability, innovation, and history. These graveyards may seem like end of the road, but they are also reminders of how far we've come and how much more the skies still hold for us. The story of aviation doesn't end here. It's just another chapter waiting to be written. Now, the desert graveyards of aviation may seem like silent tombs, but they are far from lifeless. These fast, sprawling sites bring with untapped potential and serve as more than just resting places for retired aircrafts. They are in many ways laboratories for innovation, marketplaces for parts, and classrooms for the next generation of aviation experts. In this second part, we'll uncover what happens after planes are sent to these graveyards and explore the surprising ways they continue to shape the aviation industry and even the world at large. So, when a plane reaches the end of its operational life, it faces three possible futures: storage, recycling, or repurposing. Each part offers unique opportunities not just for the aviation industry, but for industries far beyond it. First, let's consider the aircraft that are stored. Some are carefully preserved, awaiting a second chance. Airlines may place planes in long-term storage during economic downturns, like we saw during the COVID-19 pandemic, when fleets of aircrafts were grounded almost overnight. So at one point, Mojave Air and Spaceport, as well as similar facilities, were overflowing with aircraft from major airlines. These planes weren't sent to die. They were waiting for skies to reopen and for passengers to return. For older aircraft that are still operational, storage serves another purpose, acting as a reserve fleet. Airlines and even governments keep some planes mothballed for emergencies. Now, these aircraft are meticulously maintained, their engines sealed to prevent dust, their tires rotated regularly, and their systems checked to ensure they can be reactivated quickly. Imagine a surge in demand for cargo planes due to global shipping needs. A retired Boeing 747 fighter could be brought back to life, ready to take the skies once more. But what about the planes that are beyond recovery? Recycling has become a cornerstone of modern aviation. Aircraft deconstructed piece by piece, their materials and components giving new life. Aluminium, one of the most abundant materials in a plane, is recycled into everything from beverage cans to new aircraft parts. It's an eco-friendly solution that significantly reduces waste and energy consumption compared to mining fresh aluminium. Engines, some of the most valuable components, are overhauled and resold. These power plants are often used to keep other aging aircraft in service, particularly in countries where newer planes are prohibitively expensive. Avionics, navigation, communication, and control systems are also in high demand. They are carefully removed, refurbished, and installed in other aircraft or sold as spares. Then there's the fascinating world of repurposing. Entire planes or their parts are finding creative new uses far beyond aviation. Imagine walking into a luxury restaurant with its wall and ceiling crafted from the fuselage of a retired Boeing 737, or spending the night in a hotel suite built inside a jetliner from caves and homes to art installations. These giants of the sky are being reimagined in ways that captivate and inspire. In the film industry, airplane graveyards are invaluable. Directors use these sites for scenes involving plane crashes or post-apocalyptic settings. The Mojave Air and Spaceport has appeared in countless movies. Its rows of planes providing the perfect backdrop for drama and action. But perhaps one of the most surprising uses for retired aircraft is in training. Airplane graveyards serve as critical resources for educating the next generations of pilots, engineers, and mechanics. Students can practice repairing systems, troubleshooting issues, and even learning to disassemble components, all without the risk associated with working on active aircraft. For military personnel, graveyards like the boneyard offer hands-on experience with planes that have long been decommissioned. Another fascinating aspect is the role airplane graveyard play in the advancement of aviation technology. Researchers and manufacturers use these sites to study aging aircraft, understanding how materials and designs degrade over time. The insights gained help improve safety and durability in modern planes. And yet, beyond the functional, these graveyards also offer a touch of the poetic. They are reminders of our ambition and creativity, of an era when the world seemed limitless and the sky was ours to conquer. So walking through a graveyard is impossible not to wonder about the passengers these planes carried, the moments they witnessed, the history they helped shape. So what's next for these graveyards? As technology evolves, so too will their roles. The rise of sustainable aviation could transform these sites into hubs for innovation. Hybrid electric and hydrogen-powered aircraft are on the horizon, and retired planes might play a role in testing or housing these emerging technologies. Recycling practices will become even more advanced, with nearly every part of an aircraft reused in some capacity. Moreover, as aviation looks toward a greener future, These graveyards could become examples of sustainability. Facilities are already exploring renewable energy sources to power operations, and recycling processes are being optimized to minimize environmental impact. What started as places for retiring planes may soon become symbols of aviation's commitment to protecting the planet. But as we look ahead, we must also remember the stories of the planes themselves. Each aircraft, whether it's preserved, recycled, or repurposed, carries with it a legacy of human ingenuity and adventure. They are more than machines, they are pieces of history, and in their silence, they still speak volumes. So, if this story has opened your eyes to the hidden potential of airplane graveyards, don't forget to like this video, share it with friends, and click the notification bell so you never miss our explorations into aviation's untold stories. Subscribing to Flight Realities ensures you stay connected to our journey through the skies and beyond. You can also dive into our previous video on the Jeju Air Flight 2216 crash for a gripping look at the lessons we can learn from aviation's darker moments. Airplane graveyards aren't just resting places, they are proving grounds, treasure troves, and sources of inspiration. Their stories are far from over, and as aviation evolves, so too will the roles they play. Now, the giants of the sky may rest here, but their legacy continues to soar. So until next time, I am Joseph. It's goodbye. Thank you.